Hello. This is just an experiment, just a pilot or a test that we want to do. It's not. I wanted this to be a live stream, but at the last moment I said let's just do it as like a rehearsal for maybe something that'll happen one day. So this is gonna be us just reacting live at this moment. As of now, live to the live stream, and it'll be uploaded to YouTube later. I was going to do it as a live stream, but I changed my mind. This will also be in 720p, not 1080p. So quality's still better than PewDiePie, but not as good as anyone else's. So anyway, any minute now, we should be able to see the live stream. It should be commencing shortly. Over here it's like 3 a.m. and over there it starts at 8 p.m. I was going to make a YouTube video on this, effectively, about what I want to do with the channel and all that stuff. And yes, I have a deep voice, and yes, this is a face reveal. The show is about to begin. It might be a bit of a boring stream on my end, but it will of course be a standard announcement screen, a presentation, let's just say. But anyway, they say that the Model Y is going to be like 10% bigger and 10% dearer than the Model 3. I'm suspecting that the Model 3 and the Model Y share the same chassis, let's just say. And it's going to, apparently it's, I think judging by some of the videos and clips that we saw that Tesla brought out, looks like an SUV, and it's solid guarantee that it's an SUV now. But yeah, it'll be like the smaller brother of the Model X, let's just say. Like the Model X is to what the Model S was, or the Model S is the Model X. I fucked that one up. The Model X is to what is the Model S, and the Model Y is to the Model 3. If I get my orientations right. If I was able to get enough money, I would get a Model 3 in red. Maybe the aero wheels, because they're free. Maybe not the standard range, but the standard range with premium interior, or partial in premium interior. Maybe even the next one up. But that's where I would be. Released 9 hours ago. Why won't it fucking start? I can swear, because guess what? I'm demonetized. I keep looking that way until that way. Oh great. Crashed when there it is. There you go. If that isn't an SUV, I don't know what is. That's definitely an SUV, because it has a similar shape to the Model X. If you compare them, if you see it, if you see them. don't know if we're going to be reacting to it or what. What the fuck? That happened. Audio. Ja, ook zo.
Hey. Great outfit.
We're gonna.
Yes. Yeah. Well, everyone, welcome to the Tesla Design Studio, where we've held many product unveilings before. I hope you guys all have a really great time tonight. I think I've never seen so many cameras in my entire life. This is cameras everywhere. So we're going to start off by just talking a bit about how did we get here. You know, what are the things that have led to this day? What are the cars like? How did Tesla start out? How did we?
Sorry, a bit.
You know, where were we 10, 11 years ago? What has happened over that intervening time? You know, because it could be that a lot of people they only heard about Tesla maybe a year or two ago, and you know, electric cars are kind of like taken for granted. But there was a time when electric cars seemed very stupid.
I think there's a desync on this.
And it wasn't that long ago. And
yeah, it's on the end.
The idea of creating a car company was stupid, of course, and then making an electric car company was like stupidity squared. And so let's take a look at the first car we ever made, the Tesla Roadster.
Yeah. Based off a Lotus design, I may say. And one's near them, orbiting between us and Mars.
It's a bit small. It's great. It's great. So the crazy thing is, if you go back 11 years today, Tesla had made one car. That car. That's serial number 1 of Tesla. So that's my car actually. So.
I thought it flew up into space.
So on February 2008, we'd literally only made one car, that car. And it didn't really work very well, I have to say. It broke down a lot. And it took us another 3 months just to make the second car. And now we've made about 550,000 cars.
And this is the same person that hosted Meme Review.
And after the Roadster, essentially, what happened with the Roadster is we said, okay, we want to make a car, we want to really break the mold about how do people think about electric cars. They think about electric cars being slow and ugly and poor performance. So we want to have a sports car, a car that is fast, looks good, sexy. That's right. Haha, haha! You took the words out of my mouth.
Definitely sexy.
So, exactly. Sexier. That's right. So the Roadster, the reason we did sports cars, we wanted to create a car that would break the mold for electric vehicles, and that would be sexy and fast and long range, and that's why we did the Roadster. People say that, well, you want to be able to make a car with those specifications, and if you do, nobody will buy it. So we had to prove those two things wrong. And then after we made the Roadster, they said, okay, sure, you can make some toy sports car, but you can't make a sedan. You can't. There's no way you could compete with the luxury sedans that are gasoline, because they're the best.
Joke there, but
and there's no way you could make an electric car that's like that. So we did. Model S. Exactly.
too noisy.
So noisy. Where are all the fumes? Where's the exhaust pipe? Where do you put the gasoline?
I think you put in the tires.
Yeah. So we actually started designing that car in the rocket factory. So we didn't have a design studio. We took a little corner of the rocket factory, and Franz joined, and we just, with a tiny crew in a corner of the rocket factory, we designed that car.
That's an interesting piece of history.
I think that car was really important because it was competing against the best of the gasoline cars.
You can say that this is
if you can make an electric car that can beat the best
built
of
on
the gasoline
rocket
cars, that's just it's a very powerful statement to prove that you can go electric. So then, working on from the Model S, which, by the way, in terms of where the name comes from, actually, I like calling things what they are. So Roadster is called Roadster because it's a roadster. There is no there is no good word for sedan. So we couldn't call it the sedan. It wouldn't work. Or saloon. There's just like literally no word. So the Model S stands for sedan.
Makes sense.
This is how out of touch I was. I actually didn't realize at the time that Model S also means models. and then I had like at one point a license plate that said Model S2 because it was like the second production Model S, and it was like, and as I was walking away from my car, I said, "Wow, what a jerk! His license plate says Models 2." Yeah, I'm like, okay, better not have that license plate. So, but then going from the Model S,
I think he's going to make a car for dolphins.
The best SUV in the world. We want to do something. We kind of got carried away actually with the Model X. Probably call it
the Model D.
Practically every technology and whiz-bang thing we could possibly think of. The Model X is like, as a car, it's like a Fabergé egg meets a spaceship. It's like, it was insanely difficult. But it is an amazing vehicle. Let's bring it out. Cool. Yeah. You can see a certain position forming, maybe. So, the Model X, like I said, it really feels like a Fabergé egg spaceship, and
that's an SUV
it's X
with
for
luxury.
crossover SUV. But then after we had the Model S and Model X, I thought it'd be pretty funny if we had the Model E. But then like Ford threatened to sue us
Boo.
Ford killed sex. But I said, what if we call it the Model 3? Because that's completely different from me. They said, that's fine. So with the Model 3, let's bring out Model 3.
You know he's a memer when he finds them loopholes. Tries to spell the word sex as at any means necessary.
That's right, exactly. Exactly, smart summon with a person. So we made the original Roadster, the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and then we also
Who needs AI when you have a
then
human
made the
being?
new generation Roadster, which we'll bring in, or maybe it's over there. Oh, it's coming in. New Roadster. Exactly. Maybe it's, oh, it's there.
No, it's already there. It's just too fast to see.
Yep, there we go. Sweet. Hey, sure. Yeah, so, yeah, here we have the original Roadster, the new Roadster. Yeah. And then, hey, how's it going? And then the Semi.
You know what else is not semi? No. That's a dick joke. You never do have a semi for that semi.
Actually, the Tesla Semi drove here non-stop all the way from the Bay Area.
Is that in red? I can't tell. I think it's in red.
So that Tesla Semi, a 500-mile range electric Semi. I learned to actually, only after naming the thing, that Semi has two meanings.
Oh.
So it's semi-sexy.
Oh. Semi-sexy. Sheesh.
So, yeah, so we're really excited about bringing those products to market. So that's sort of talking about our products.
I wonder who's going to be the first person to get a semi and convert it into like a
product, if not
caravan
more,
or an RV.
than the vehicles themselves. In
That'll
fact,
be interesting.
I really think like the difficulty and value of manufacturing is underappreciated. It's insanely difficult. It's like relatively easy to make a prototype and extremely difficult to mass manufacture that prototype or to mass manufacture a vehicle reliably and at scale. I mean, even for rockets, I'd say
hopefully my voice
it's probably a factor of 10 harder to
on this clip.
Design the manufacturing system for a rocket than design the rocket. And for cars, I'd say it's maybe 100 times harder to design the manufacturing system than to design the vehicle itself. That's what the Fremont. I don't mean to have it in black and white. It's like it's not so long ago.
You are.
They didn't even have color cameras back then. It was 2010. But it was very bleak.
It feels like a
essentially
century.
When we acquired the Fremont factory, which used to be called NUMMI, people sort of thought, oh, you've got a car factory. Now, if you have a car, they sort of think if you have a car factory, you can just make any car. It's like, no, that's like saying you've got a box. And that box can have anything you want in it. No, only if you make the thing in the box. Although we did get we had get a very good deal on the NUMMI factory, Toyota and General Motors actually took all of the good equipment out, and anything that was like so useless it wasn't even worth the scrap was left. So it literally looked like that, but in color. And it took an enormous amount of effort by a very talented team to actually turn essentially what looked like a derelict warehouse into a working car factory. Yeah. So, and in fact, like today, the Fremont factory, which is an enormous building, I think
I've
it's like
seen like the first documentary.
Second or third biggest building in the world by footprint, is so
National
dense,
Geographic.
So densely packed
About how
with
they
people
made
and
Model
robots. But this picture has like
S.
robots, but there's 20,000 people that work in at the Fremont factory across 4 or 5 shifts. So it's really a massive amount of people and robots. So it's like this giant cybernetic collective. So that was way harder than making the car, by far.
So that seems for
it's
per
worth noting,
person, each person makes like a half a car
at
per
least in the US, the last time
a quarter to
any
half
car
a car
company achieved
per
mass
week.
manufacturing
If you
was
look
about
at the
100
weekly
years ago.
numbers.
That is the last time, and then Tesla. It's literally that crazy. So, the issue is definitely not coming up with a car design. It is absolutely all about building the production system. You want to have a good product to build, but that's basically the easy part. Then the factory is the hard part. Then the challenge is like, okay, if we create a car factory, where the heck are the batteries and electric motors and power electronics going to come from? And that's where we need to say, okay, we better build something that's capable of 50 gigawatt hours at least of cell output, which at the time when we proposed the Gigafactory, I believe like total global output of lithium-ion batteries for all purposes, phones, laptops, cars, anything, was about 30 gigawatt hours. So we're like, okay, well, just do the basic math. We need something we need 50 gigawatt hours. So we better have a real big factory, or there's no way. So,
I think the actual, even the battery pack they made here,
we were
not
going to
just the
build
batteries.
it in California, but like, it would have taken 2 years just to get the permits. So we built the Gigafactory in the amount of time it would have taken to get the permits in California. That's what the Gigafactory looked like in 2010. It was basically rocks and bushes, okay? And now this is what it looks like now. Yeah. So, and it's only about a third complete. So this one complete, I think it's about 4 or 5 times the size of the Pentagon. So it's kind of difficult to appreciate scale, but that thing, although it's really quite tall, it's like 70 feet tall. So the volume of it is just mind-blowing. It takes 2 hours just to walk around it. So
I'll get you your daily exercise.
Work of a tremendously talented team working like crazy, like tens of thousands of people to produce this factory. And today it produces more lithium-ion than the rest of the world combined. So now we're also building a factory in China, which I'm really excited about. As you can see, it's very impressive. Very impressive. A large puddle. So
build your factory in a large puddle.
When I was there in January, that's what it looked like when we did the groundbreaking ceremony, and this is what it looks like now, 3 months later. But this is what it will look like at the end of the year. So things are moving fast.
They need it because they're growing really fast.
This will actually be,
Elon says,
once it's complete, the equivalent of our Fremont car factory plus our Nevada battery gigafactory combined. Yeah, so it's integrating the two, which kind of makes sense. So we're really excited about this. A great team in China, and this is going to be really important for making affordable versions of the Model 3 and Model Y for the greater China
I think there's
market.
going to be one in Europe
And
as
then,
well.
besides cars, we have some other things.
But that's
So
in like talks
the
or
solar roof and power
planning phase.
yeah.
Don't quote me on that.
So this is definitely going to be the year of the solar roof and power wall. Because of like extreme challenges with the Model 3 production, we have to basically allocate all resources to Model 3 production because otherwise we're going to die. And and so basically, it was pretty tight, I have to say. That was a hard one. I would say like 2018 was probably felt like aging 5 years in one. Honestly, it was really intense. So.
Yeah, I think he even slipped on a couch at one point
Thank you for supporting Tesla through this difficult period.
Just
thank you.
Tesla
Yeah.
the Model 3 through.
But
They didn't call it
now
production
that
hell
Model
for
3
nothing.
production is going pretty well, we're going to finally allocate engineering attention to the solar roof as well as the solar retrofit. I'm pretty excited about both the solar tile roof and the solar retrofit and power wall. Like part of the reason we couldn't make power walls, we couldn't make enough cells. So we had to either allocate cells to the car or to the power wall. And it was like, well, we've got to make the cars. So then power wall got cell star, basically. But 2019, so we are now going to ramp it up. And then power pack. So power pack is kind of like our industrial strength battery storage system. We did the biggest battery storage system in the world in Australia.
Australia, yeah.
And
I was going to say.
Yeah. That was really super cool. And then we're doing one that's roughly a gigawatt hour scale in California. So just in Southern California, right nearby.
I think the Australian one proved its worth.
So we expect this to ultimately
a few months or a year ago.
Really critical for transitioning the world to sustainable energy. Obviously, you have to have sustainable energy production and sustainable energy consumption. So the sustainable energy production needs solar panels plus the battery because the sun doesn't shine at night, and then those electric cars, electric vehicles in general. Yeah. So, but I mean, the really exciting thing is if you have with solar plus battery plus electric vehicles, we have a fully sustainable future. This is a future you can feel really excited and optimistic about. I think it really matters. Yeah. And then supercharging. So, the first in 2010 we had 0 superchargers. So there was no, you couldn't really drive long distances with an electric car in 2010. So it was like, well, okay, we better have some high power chargers. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely inconvenient to drive long distances. Built into the Model S was a high voltage DC bypass directly to the pack, so you can just sort of mainline power right into the pack. And then nobody was building high power chargers. So like, okay, we better build these high power chargers because nobody's building them. And so we went from 0 superchargers to building a global network of superchargers. Yeah. Yeah. So.
That's 36 countries.
It's pretty nutty. Each one of those is a supercharging site. So supercharging team Tesla did an incredible job building a global network of superchargers that allow you to travel to a massive section of the world, basically anywhere in North America, almost anywhere in Europe.
Move it down.
Most places in China,
that's their
not the Gobi Desert yet, but most places. We'll cover the Gobi Desert. We'll get there. And Saskatchewan, I swear to God, there is. I've specifically asked about the Saskatchewan supercharger, and I'm told it is under construction. So, absolutely, I've asked about it like twice. I'm told it's going to be completed soon, and then you will actually be able to drive across Canada. So yes.
Hawaii. There's people that probably are from Hawaii. Hawaii is small.
We have
you don't need
great
superchargers.
Supporters in Kazakhstan. I think we probably.
I've played up.
We should have. We will build superchargers in Kazakhstan.
Hawaii using
you heard it right here.
Test Drive Unlimited. Small place.
Anyway, we're going to build a lot more superchargers, and we actually have version 3 of the supercharger that we just unveiled, and in fact, yeah. So the superchargers actually started out only at about 75 kilowatts, and now they're at with version 3, 250 kilowatts. And we think probably can even go a little higher than that. And so if you've got a long-range Model 3, it's capable of charging at about 1,000 miles an hour or 1,600 kilometers an hour. Yeah. So and we have one working in the Bay Area, and then the one here at the design studio is also working as of tonight. So yeah. So we're going to be rolling out the version 3 supercharger throughout the world, just gradually upgrading
the V3 is designed for the sites, capable for the semi and all that stuff.
The supercharger rollout a little bit because we wanted them to be version 3 instead of version 2. But now that we have version 3 running, and we're going to spool up production, and so you're going to have like a radical improvement in supercharging worldwide by sometime next year. Yeah. So in terms of where we are today, we got obviously the S3 and the X. We've made, I think, 550,000 vehicles, something like that. 12 months from now, we will have made about 1 million vehicles. So
that's not bad.
It's
still
pretty
a long way
wild
to go, but not bad.
That 11 years ago today, we had made literally one car, and a year from now, we will have made 1 million. Yeah.
That's a good milestone, I suppose.
This is a testament to the incredible talent and effort of the people at Tesla. I was to say thank you to people at Tesla. You guys are incredible. So, yeah, and 4 million tons of CO2 saved. In fact, with the 4 millionth ton, it just ticked over like an hour ago. So the 4 millionth ton just ticked over tonight. Yeah.
That's a good coincidence.
So, just talking a bit about like, what were the thoughts back then? What were some of the comments? Let's see. The internet is forever. But this is a mere taste. It was like I said, electric cars were considered extremely impossible and stupid, and various
fake news.
You're a fraud. Like, okay, you can drive that fraud. Okay, and then now things have changed. Yeah. The goal of Tesla was literally this, is like, to what degree, in fact, when we created it, we're like, okay, the fundamental historic good of Tesla should be measured by the degree to which we accelerate the advent of sustainable energy and transport.
It's a late night, let's just say.
And our goal all along has been to try to get the rest of the car industry to go electric.
It's nearly 4 o'clock here.
Joint venture thing
with
Toyota and with Mercedes.
9 o'clock there.
We open sourced our patents 3 or 4 years ago, made them freely available, and so it's extremely rewarding to see that the rest of the industry is going electric. This is great. So, and I was just
someone had to do it.
Where will Tesla be in 10 years?
Someone had to say, I'll do this, just to change the world.
Mars. Exactly. We will be driving a Tesla on Mars. I think we could. I think we actually could.
Yeah, they could.
Okay. Tesla will be on Mars in 10 years.
Because it doesn't rely on a combustion engine, so.
So after that extended history lesson, what about the actual reason you came? Okay. There's a missing car. It starts with a Y. Ends with a Y, and that's why in the middle.
Why is there a missing car?
Bring out the Model Y. Oh wait, yeah. Extended history lesson.
Well, I haven't seen much yet.
Yeah?
No, it's dark on my screen and not on that. Just looks like an SUV version of the Model 3. So it looks probably will have also the same interior. No, it's got. It seems like it's got different wheels as well.
All right. The Model Y. Yeah.
Not bad.
So, like the 3, it will
More
be
choice, the
extremely
better.
safe. So that you may know the Model 3 has the lowest probability of injury of any car ever tested by the U.S. government. The Model Y, we expect, will have a similar result. 5 stars in every category. With the battery pack low in the floor, it's going to have a very low center of gravity. So this will, it has the functionality of an SUV, but it will ride like a sports car. So this thing will be really tight in corners. And we expect it will be the safest mid-size SUV in the world by far. And at Tesla, we actually always design with safety as the #1 goal. It's like people think, okay, performance, sure, but safety first. This is actually by far the most important thing. But it's also going to have incredible performance. So we expect to have a 3.5 seconds 0 to 60.
I'm guessing they'll have the same
good.
packages.
And very low center of gravity, so great handling. It's testing out at a 0.23 drag coefficient, which is extremely good for an SUV. And in terms of range, 300 miles. Yeah. So we expect to have an EPA range of, an actual true usable range of 300 miles. So, yeah. Yeah.
Because all the other ones are just complete shit.
From an interior standpoint,
the European
it
ratings
has
are
a panoramic
shit.
glass roof. And by the way, after I'm done here, you guys will be able to come up and check out the car. So it's like...
Because the European ones will say, oh,
so it's going to have a panoramic glass roof. It really feels like, just like the Model 3, if you're in the car, it just feels like you can see the sky. Seat 7, 66 cubic feet. Obviously autopilot and all that. As I've said publicly, we expect to be feature complete with self-driving sometime later this year. And then as we prove out the safety with billions of miles and kilometers, we will, from our standpoint, feel it's safe enough to not pay attention and then get the regulatory approval sometime thereafter. But the cool thing is feature complete. It'll be able to do basically anything by the end of this year, just with software upgrades, which is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So
I'm not a big fan of it, but
so,
I'll just say it's nice to have
the Model Y lineup
as an assistant. Assistant.
Okay, there you go. So yeah. The basically long range one we expect to be about $47,000.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
And then sometime in 2021 we'll have the sort of standard version, which will have a $39,000 price point. So yeah. No, the 7 seats are optional. Yeah.
If you want the boot size.
you mean the liftgate? Yes. Okay. I mean, you never know. We might do better than this, but so it should be at least as good. So, so I think it's going to be very, really compelling. I'm confident that it'll be of any mid-size SUV, it'll be the one you want. And yeah, I think it'll probably sell. I think we'll probably do more Model Ys than X and 3 combined, most likely. Yeah.
Like us.
So
I think SUVs have technically some of
there
the
you
most
have
popular
the sexy
cars.
presentation. So
Popular among the middle class.
all right. So thank you all for coming. Those of you who are here and those of you who are watching, thank you very much for your support over the years. It's been a hell of a ride, and I love you too. I love you too. We are bringing sexy back quite literally. All right, thank you.
It needs to be more sexier. I think once. Well, that's it. Oh. That's probably. Anyway. Oh. Technical issues. Thank you. So. That commenced. It seems that if I was to get a Model 3, but Model Y could be a good consideration, since it's in a few thousand. If you want the space, that's it. That is. But anyway. I don't know how to finish this off. If you... I'm not... It looks just as sexy. It is sexy. Just looks like the smaller brother of the Model X. And it's like if the Model X and the Model 3 had a kid, let's just say. But them figures looked good. I think the standard model, or standard range, if you looked like it has more range than the Model 3, even though the Model Y is probably based off the same architecture, let's just say, and the suspension as the Model 3. So I wonder if the Model Y's chassis is based off the standard range with partial interior. But don't quote me on that again, because, you know. So, it would be, if I was to get Tesla, it would be either between a Model 3 or a Model Y. And if I was that lucky, a Model X or Roadster, if I was fucking lucky. But anyway, this was an interesting stream. I thought it was going to be a little bit longer, but sometimes it's always nice to keep it short and sweet. And they kept this interior, let's just say, so that it, yeah. I think the Model Y didn't need as much work as the Model 3. I heard that the Model X why it was so delayed is because they tried to squeeze it onto a Model S suspension / architecture. So I think they learned their lesson and figured out how to make the Model Y using the same specs. But anyway, this was just a test I would say. It's not meant to be the best quality or anything. It was just meant to see if this could be done on this channel. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this or you want more of this content. Why am I looking there? I should be looking there. Please like and subscribe if you want more of this content, or you like this content, or you like the content I make. And also press the bell if you really fucking enjoy it, even though the bell is pointless, really. Just press it because, you know, YouTube. Anyway, it's late at the night. I need to go to my bed. Bye bye. Hope you enjoyed the rest of your night or morning, whatever. Bye.